Shalom, shalom, Yasha'Allah, shalom, shalom. Uh, just coming back at you again with another lesson to the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim El Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well and that have taught me this truth. And peace and salutations unto the hopeful elect. And much love unto the Akim that's out there in the forefront, pushing this truth, glorifying the name of Yahweh Bashim El Shai. May Yahweh Bashim El Shai be with you in the spirit and truth. Same goes on down to the rank and file. And shalom to the elect. So, yeah, the title of this lesson is going to be "The Sleep of a Laboring Man is Sweet," right? And I found an article here on studyfinds.org, and it's showing you, the average adult, they wake up grumpy 300 days a year, and that's what you call morning madness, right? And this proves that you're in hell. So take it in 300 days, and there's 360 days in a year. So basically, the majority of the year, you don't even have a good night's sleep. So you only get 60 days of so-called good sleep in this kingdom, in America, Babylon today. And that should show you, we're living in hell. We're living in hell. If you can't sleep right, you're living in hell, right? That says a lot. And this is reality, man. This is and this shows you that we're in the worst case scenario. All right. So let me just read the article here. Actually, let me start off with Micah chapter 2, verse 10. It says, "Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction." That's right. So arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. That's the key point, man. This is not your rest. And it proves you can't even sleep. That's a natural thing. A sleep is a mercy and a blessing that's given to you unto the Most High. Whether you eat little, whether you have little money, you can always sleep and always feel regenerated when you wake up the next day and you're ready for business. That's a mercy that the Lord has given unto us. But in this kingdom, you can't get that, right? And that also goes into how the reason why we can't get that is because we have went off, right? We have sins to pay for, but it also shows that we have a lot of issues within our day-to-day life that we live within this country, within this society, within this kingdom, whatever you want to call it, because there are things that are blocking us from getting our rest. Okay, but spiritually first, it really starts with us not knowing who we are as a people, knowing the name of Yahweh Bashim El Shai, and doing what he told us to do, right, which is to follow the law, statutes, and commandments, and love the Lord with all thy heart and soul, right? Majority of our people were not doing that. And that's why you can only enjoy 60 days of so-called good sleep in this kingdom, right? So arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. Yeah, you got to depart from this place. And how do you depart? How do you do an exodus? Because there's about to be a physical mass exodus real soon for the elect, who are going to be taken up and delivered by Yahweh Bashim El Shai and the angels, man, right? But in order for them to depart from this place, they have to get into the scriptures, and they have to know who their power is. That's how you get out of here, man. Okay, when you go into the book of Exodus, right, when you go into that book, how did the Israelites leave Egypt, man? They had to get in tune with Yahweh Bashim El Shai. They had to obey him first, and they had to come back and acknowledge who they are as a people, man. And guess what? They had men, and men were set up to teach and to guide the Israelites out. And those men were Moses and Aaron, right? Righteous men were set up. And that's the same thing that's going to take place right now as you speak. You have men that are set up to teach you this word. And guess what? Whether you don't like to hear it or not, They're the men on the highways and byways, starting with the apostles and elders of Great Millstone on down. And you have different men, righteous men that are in these different camps as well, that are doing the right thing in the sight of the Lord. Those are the men that are going to be leading you, all right, to help you with this departure, man. For this is not your rest. That's right. You can't rest here. You can't sleep. You have all types of worries. You have anxiety. You have stress. You have to worry about your bills. You have to worry about your family, worrying if your family's going to eat, worrying if your baby's going to eat, right? Not everything's not smooth. And, to the average person that's not awake, they'll just say, this is life. This is what you have to do. No, this is not how life is supposed to be. When you look at how we lived in the ancient world, we weren't living like how we were living today. Right? With all these unnecessary stresses, with all these unnecessary wants and needs and so-called desires that you have that are actually wreaking havoc and destroying your life. Right? So it says, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. Yeah, that's right. This place is polluted. Not only the environment is polluted, but how this place is set up, man, spiritually. First of all, when you go to work, you're supposed to get paid that same day. You're not supposed to get your paycheck held back. You're supposed to get paid when your job is done. Paid every day. You're not supposed to wait weekly or bi-weekly or have a salary and then you get paid once a month. Because all those times that you work for, you could die in that time. You may not even get your money when you die. So that is polluted. You sending your kids to school and making them be indoctrinated by the school system, that's polluted. That's why you can't get no rest. That's why you can't sleep either, because that adds onto your stress levels. It shall destroy you. That's right. It will destroy you. That's if you put trust in this place. It will destroy you. Right? Even with a sore destruction. Yeah, and that sore destruction is also going to be those ICBMs, man. Coming real soon. Now let me get into the article a bit. Right? It says, this is from New York, I guess. It says, waking up on the wrong side of the bed is inevitable. That's right. It is inevitable. It's going to happen. You can't escape it here on this kingdom. But you know what? In our kingdom, when you read Psalms 149, we're going to be singing and rejoicing when we're on our beds. Every day when we're in power. From time to time, but a new survey of 2,000 Americans finds that most people rarely ever wake up in a good mood. Over the course of a calendar year, the average U.S. adult will wake up in a bad mood 300 times, right? Meaning they will only experience 65 good days. 65 good mornings. All of that irritation amounts to 6 disgruntled mornings each and every week, on average, according to the research, which was commissioned by Hatch. And that's spiritual 6. That's the number of man, right? So 6 disgruntled mornings each and every week. And we call this the Sixth Kingdom. Or Toronto is known as the Six. And that's why everybody here in Toronto has such a screw face attitude, man. A screw face mentality. You talk to somebody in Toronto or you try to spark up a conversation, it's like, why the fuck are you talking to me, man? That's how people act here. And I'm not the only person to experience this. I had people come up to and tell me, they're like, yo, don't you find the people in this city are so bitter? They're so screw faced, right? And that's because they wake up disgruntled 6 days out of the week, man. A lot of you people are miserable, man. And it shows through your actions on how you interact, how you go out, do your day-to-day. The majority of these people out here, you're miserable, man. A great deal of that grumpiness can be traced back to nighttime disruptions, with respondents waking up in the middle of the night due to temperature issues roughly 3 times per week, and at least once a week because of outside noise or a nightmare. Sleep paralysis, some demons messing with you, right? Alarmingly, a full night's sleep is so rare, it says it's rare, right? Alarmingly, a full night's sleep is so rare that respondents report only getting an uninterrupted night's sleep about a quarter of the time each year. During the rest of the year, Americans will on average spend 90 minutes each night tossing and turning, broken down. Even further, respondents report waking up an average of 2 times per night and staying awake for a total of 45 minutes each time. With all these numbers in mind, it is certainly not surprising that 71% of respondents say they need to find a way to get both better and more sleep on a regular basis. Right? And sleep is very important. When you sleep, your body is recovering, man. Right? Sleep is very important. It's good for you. It helps heal the body. And it helps the body to fast too. Right? Other common factors keeping people up at night include stress and anxiety, 31%. So 31% includes stress and anxiety. And the urge to use the bathroom, 75%. The respondents with a significant other, their partner snoring was another common complaint, 30%, followed by bedtime differences, 31%, and their partner tossing and turning, 19%. Don't go assuming romance is dead, though 67% of respondents in a relationship still say they prefer to sleep beside their partner. Of course, nearly a quarter of that same group say they like sleeping alone. On the subject of relationships, respondents report having sex on average of 1 to 2 times per week, and 42% say that regular sex usually helps them sleep. Okay, so, right, you could check this out yourself, but I'll hit some precepts now. So, Ecclesiastes chapter 5 verse 12, the sleep of a laboring man is sweet whether he eat little or much, but the abundance of the rich will not suffer him to sleep. Yeah, man. So, like I said earlier, sleep is a mercy, given to you, a mercy and blessing that is given to you by Yahweh Bashem Yoshai. It helps you feel better, right? Let me just check out the word sleep. Right. Shana, right? Sleep, right? Okay. And just look at the word here. Let's see the root word here. Right. Yeah, so Yashan, right? Yashan. It says to sleep, be asleep, remain a long time, be stored up, to be festering. Right. Okay. I just wanted to check out the Hebrew there. It says the sleep. Yeah. So that it's really a blessing and a mercy that the Lord gives unto you. And if you're a laboring man that works hard, you enjoy your sleep. And we live in a society where we work, but yet we're not getting any sleep. So that's why people are so miserable. That's why people are so broken down. That's why people have ailments, diabetes, right? That stress keeps you up. Stress keeps you up from sleeping. So what happens? You get fat, right? You get diabetes. You get cancer, right? You get thyroid problems, right? You don't dream. You don't have any dreams. Plus, there's fluoride in the water and in the toothpaste that people use. All right, so all these things come into play when it comes to messing up your sleeping patterns. Whether he eat little or much, yeah, because you don't care if you eat a lot or if you eat little. But if you get that good sleep, you feel much better, right? So let me get another one. Psalms chapter 149 verse 4. For Yahweh taketh pleasure in his people. He will beautify the meek with salvation. And we're going to be beautiful when we're saved, man. You know why? Because we're going to be transformed. We're going to get new bodies, right? We're going to understand our bodies. Right now, you don't really understand your body. You can't really tap into really what your body can really do. Now, you can go to the gym. You can do deadlifts. You can do the snow plow or the sled push. You can do bench press. You can do all that stuff. You can, sculpt your outer shell. But you can't really tap into the actual spiritual stuff that your body can really do to the fullest. You can't really unlock your full potential. because we're in chains of darkness, man. But when we get those new bodies, we're gonna be so our senses are gonna be so heightened that we're gonna do amazing things, man. And that's also gonna make us beautiful. And also our deliverance itself is gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be strange. It's gonna be very, exclusive, right? Something that nobody has seen before, and it's gonna be divine. Verse 5, let the saints be joyful in glory. Let them sing aloud upon their beds. That's right. So we're going to be singing aloud upon our beds. So that means we're going to have good sleep. Okay, and there's going to be a lot of bed rocking in the kingdom of heaven, man. Knocking boots. We're going to have a lot of children. We're going to be singing. I like how you, like if you try to go to bed now, even though it's a Friday night, right? It's a so-called weekend. Right, which, by the way, weekend means just to weaken your body, because that's what people are doing right now, getting drunk, reveling, having orgies and shit, all right, doing nonsense, weakening their bodies. But those 2 days that you're so-called off right now, because Saturday and Sunday you're off, you really have anxiety, because now you have to prepare for the next work week. So now you got to stress, you got to buy your groceries. You got to get your kids ready. You got to put gas in your tank. You got to cook your meals. You got to think about all this stuff. You see, in the kingdom, we ain't going to think about that, man. We ain't going to think about that. All right? We ain't going to think about that. All we're going to be thinking about doing is ruling and serving the Lord. All right? So it says, verse 6, let the high praise of the Lord be in their mouth, and a two-edged sword in their hand. That's right. So we're going to praise the Lord with our mouth, and we're going to have that two-edged sword in our hand. And that's literal and spiritual, because we're going to have the law, statutes, and commandments written in our mind when we're in our perfect state. Remember, the scripture says that the word is sharper than any two-edged sword. All right. So we're going to be slaying a lot of people spiritually. You heathens, man. Right? We're going to praise the Lord, and we're going to cut you with the sword at the same time. Verse 7, to execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the people. That's right. We're going to punish, and we're going to get vengeance. We're going to execute the Lord's vengeance, because the Lord is angry right now. Psalm 7:11, the Lord is angry with the wicked every day. He's angry with you heathens, angry with you Edomites, you 2/3. We're going to execute vengeance, man. And punishment. So we're going to have new forms of punishments in the kingdom of heaven. So don't you think we're going to sleep good? We're going to sleep good every day. And we're going to think about things. We're going to dream about doing things to you, right? We're going to teach our sons how to beat you, teach our daughters how to put you in line, put you in check, whip your back, right? Verse 8, to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of irons. That's right, we're going to bind your kings too, put you Rothschilds in slavery, right? Put all you in slavery, man. Put you in a big cell, or a little cell in a pit, in a hole, and then close it up, and then you're not going to see sunlight for years. Okay, and I'll lock you up and make an example out of you. To execute upon them the judgment written. And this is written. This is written, man. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem El Shai. And that spirit was on the prophets to write about these things. And we're reading about them right now. Right? Jeremiah 28:8. Right? That's what the prophets are set up to do, to tell you your judgment. Okay, written in the scrolls, the oracles of Yahweh Shem El Shai. This honor have all his saints. And this is an honor that we're going to have. All the saints that are delivered, man. All the saints of Yahweh Shem El Shai. This is an honor to do. Right? Praise ye Yahweh. That's right. Praise Yahweh Shem El Shai. Praise him. Praise them. Praise them. Because if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be here, man. We wouldn't be able to rejoice. So when the Lord's happy, we're happy. Okay? So with that, just want to give all praises, glory, and honor to unto Yahweh Shem El Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Kwam Yashra Allah, Shalom, and Abad with all.